Hello there and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us right here on The Nation. I am Jessie Chahel and today's topic is of course one that concerns all Malaysians or the entire nation. We're talking about something regarding health and what could be more on top of mind right now than the dengue epidemic that seems to be attacking all of us. In fact, personally, I was down with dengue a couple of months ago. And for today's discussion, my very special guest in the studio with me is Professor Dr. Ananthan Krishnan, who is the CEO and consultant pharmacist and naturopath at your own business, the AK Pharmacy and Naturopathy Centre. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. My pleasure and my honor.
Yes, thank you so much. And of course, we're looking to you right now in today's discussion almost like a beacon of light, because you are going to shed light on this particular topic of dengue and how there are options out there, how we can protect ourselves, how we can get healed. But before that, do tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I am a pharmacist first, naturopathy second. I worked 18 years in hospital as a clinical pharmacist. Left the hospital in 1993 and took up a long study on alternative medicine, focusing on natural medicine. So today, over the years, I've done my doctorate on natural medicine, and most of all, I worked on the development of natural nutritional remedies to prevent illness and also to manage and even heal illness. So today, I have developed more than 13 more products, and among them, which have been approved by the Ministry of Health for as individual remedies, we have a package or a recipe which when taken will boost up the immunity to the optimum. By doing that, the body's defenses become very strong and it prevents any pathogens from coming into the system with ease. So we have a robust defense system. And those who have already got dengue also, we can give this, boost up the immunity and save them from any mortality or very severe morbidities, we call it. So I am a pharmacist. I did research on this, and today I have a center. AK Pharmacy and Naturopathy is quite a big center with about 250,000 patients base, and using these patients I did all my own studies based on protocols of alternative medicine and natural medicine. Not on protocols for poisonous drugs, chemical drugs, unknown chemicals, entities and all that. So the protocol of research is different from the protocol of research on chemical medicine.
Right.
So today I'm here. I am very happy that I can share some of pertinent information, how we can save the nation.
Your research has been done, of course, extensive research has been done, and as a result you have come up with a line of products, and through that, as you mentioned, the recipes, the ingredients. What has been the most salient points of your research, from your research findings? What were the main points?
What I found out was, when you do a research, you have three objectives. One, you prevent a problem. Two, you explain a problem. Three, you solve a problem. Research has got these three main objectives. So dengue has been a problem. So we have to understand it, we have to prevent it, and we have to solve right. So my research went into nature, how this virus evolved, how we evolved together, what is the relationship between the virus, the mosquito and the host, what is the equation in nature and all that. And what I found out, to my surprise, the critical factor is not the virus and the vector, it is the host and the state of immunity in the person at that time.
So if I could put that simply, it would mean that although there's presence of the Aedes mosquito around, as long as the human being, the host, has his immunity high, and even though it's been bitten by the mosquito, you may not carry that virus.
Because that is nature's law. It has given power to all the life forms. It has given power to the human, the mosquito and the virus to survive and evolve at the same time. Do not destroy each other. But the tricky point is, this immunity is so dynamic.
Okay.
Today you can be strong, tomorrow weak, day after, depending on your health, your stress, your diet and things like that. So because it's so elusive like this, it is so difficult for us to understand when our immunity is always at its optimum. So those actually who fall victim to dengue is at point of contact, their immunity was low and they were susceptible to this particular replication of the virus inside, and the virus was having a good time and damaging us considerably.
So what about I think how I personally perceive it is that this Aedes mosquito has become so mutant, so tough right now. In any kind of environment, it can survive, it can breed. Perhaps the virus itself is mutant?
Oh yeah. You see, if you study evolution, for information, human life is a result of 3.8 billion years of evolution, progressive evolution, you know. We have started from simple half cells to a complex organic machine like you and me now. And it is very complex, 3.8 billion years, right? But don't forget, the virus also went through that journey. The mosquito also went through the journey. So we are actually partners in this long evolutionary process. They are not supposed to kill us and we are not supposed to harm them until they are extinct. But there is a balance. What is this ecological interrelatedness and balance is that each one has been given a system of defending their life, their body and life. That's called immunity. So immunity has not been focused in this equation, in what we are doing now currently. Going after the mosquitoes, trying to find a vaccine for the virus or find a medicine for the virus or kill the babies and things like that, larvae. So what we have done over the years, in fact dengue was discovered in around 1914 in Malaysia. IMR discovered it. Today is about 100 years. Still we don't know how to handle.
Yes.
Because we are going after the vector and the pathogen. Pathogen is a virus, vector is a mosquito.
But that is also an approach. I guess it's a two-pronged approach, one for the host and one for the vector and virus, isn't it?
Should be like that. Should have been like that. Keep the multiplication of the mosquitoes down, at the same time boost the defense.
So what is happening right now?
Right now they are only going after the mosquito and the larva and all that. So they have not failed. The figures are showing we are on the rise. 42,000 cases?
Definitely. Only reported cases this year.
Reported cases.
So I shudder to think about the unreported ones.
Yeah, it might be more. And the saddest thing for me is people shouldn't die of dengue.
That's right.
If it is an immunological based problem, we should not die on dengue because we can boost immunity.
What happens at the point of contact when the mosquito, penetrates through your skin?
Mosquito, the proboscis goes, dilutes the blood with some substance, and it sucks the blood, right? So there's a connection, a bridge is made already. So if the virus in the virus can quickly go into the human system. But if the defense is robust, any virus going in, the phagocytes, our immune cells will quickly go and swallow it and won't allow it to go in. So if it is weak, if the response is not so fast, it couldn't detect the virus fast and respond fast and finish the fellow off, then we become victims. But only very few people go into serious morbidity, very badly, it'll go to ICU and all that.
That's
At
right.
the same time, very small amount die.
That's
but
right.
even one die for us is
of course
very important. Like Singapore, 2 fellows died, they are very worried about it. So 1,200 over have died in the last 6-7 months. So what I'm saying is the focus must be two-pronged. Okay, you keep the mosquito population down, whatever, but don't do it at the expense of pollution and all that. You go and fumigate. You fumigate so much of pollution. Mutation also can take place.
That's right.
But we cannot avoid mutation. Mutation is part and parcel of the evolutionary system, progressively. We mutate and progress, we mutate and progress. So they are mutating to defend themselves, correct? So you want to fight with them, fine, you go on. But work on the immunity, which I worked in my center. And all those who came since 2005 for dengue treatment using natural remedies, none of them died. We have the records. And nobody went into serious morbidity, that means went to ICU and all that, if they had come quickly. So what I am suggesting to the public is, we have developed the remedies, but of course we have not publicized it widely and all that. But all those who had come to my center definitely had benefited, and it is quite easy to treat dengue from this approach.
Okay.
No complicated. It just put in what the body requires, boost up the immunity, change the terrain inside, the biochemical balance, the virus cannot survive.
So what you're saying is for everyone to have this immune system,
Yes.
a high immune system, that's for your first suggestion. Second suggestion is those with dengue can
natural
take
remedies.
these remedies.
Remedies to
now, if
reverse.
you quickly do a Google search, you will find that the internet suggests many different types of natural home remedies. One of them being the leaf juice, the one that you beat the leaf down and you drink it. Well, what is your opinion on
Okay,
that?
currently the leaf they use is papaya leaves.
leaves.
And I have studied quite thoroughly on the research and all that done. And papaya leaves, by its very nature, is toxic to life. That is why if you see the papaya tree, the leaves are very high up, not easy for animal to eat. So when I analyze the content of the papaya leaves, what the world has already analyzed, it has got a substance called cyanogenic glycoside in green papaya leaf. And that one, if goes into the stomach, it's converted to cyanide, which is very toxic to the human body. But the juices they have made is very dilute, so probably that toxic effect is so minimal. But you don't see the connection of the papaya leaf and immunity.
Okay.
That is why I did not want to do research on all this.
Perhaps it would be fair to say that it might come in handy once you have the virus in your body?
May, because the studies did not show, the researchers did not show those on ICU, very morbid cases, near mortality cases. They only studied above 65 and above the platelets, which actually the patient is already safe. So probably they didn't want to take the risk in working on people who are very sick and all that. Now in the ICU it's difficult to do the research and things like that. But my remedies I have given even to ICU people, semi-conscious, using the feeding tube, mixing with milk and all that, and we have saved them. They came out from ICU, severe morbidity, near mortality and all that. All have been documented in this book, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we shall dive into the topic of the products, the kind of products and the recipes behind it. Do stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Chahel, and today we're talking about the dengue virus and what are the possible different approaches to helping to heal this or even to prevent this. And for this discussion, my guest in the studio today is Professor Dr. Ananthan Krishnan. And before the break, we were just talking a bit about what kind of solutions there could be, whether it's home remedies or other remedies. But through your research, you have come up with 5 different products, and in that sense, do tell us a bit about what this product is about, its formula and the background, and how this can contribute to boosting our immunity or preventing dengue. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, we actually initially had 3 products that we call standard package, and then we extended to 5 to make it a premium package for faster resolution of the problem. Okay. Now, the connection between the product and the problem is immunity.
Right.
The product must be connected to improve the immunity. Okay. Now, immunity of a person depends on a number of critical factors. Okay. The first factor is, of course, genetics, which we cannot totally control. If he has got very bad DNA and genes, and his immunity is always weak, it will be difficult to deal with him in a simple manner.
Right.
Needs a lot of treatment.
So no matter what you do, the person's immunity
But that's a
generally
very small
low.
percentage.
Okay.
The majority of the people are given by nature a strong immune system, a system which we have to maintain.
Right.
And the maintenance and optimization of that immune system depends on one. We call it the biochemical balance of the body. See, the body works on thousands and thousands of biochemicals, some 7,000 proteins and many other biochemicals. and anything wrong in terms of the concentration of these biochemicals going down, not enough, not produced enough by the body will go from a wellness state to a weakness state. A weakness state is a state where your systems have all become slightly weak, and if you don't take care, you will go into illness. So we have wellness, weakness and illness. See, the objective of science should keep the man in wellness. Don't allow him to go to weakness. So what I found out, those who get any form of viral fever or bacterial infections, most of them at that point in time, the immunity was weak and vulnerable for the bacteria or the virus or the pathogen to penetrate. So what I did, I said the science must be such that it should first, the products you develop must optimize the biochemicals and keep it at a high balance.
Okay.
Second thing, provide all the nutrients the body require so that the system of immunity, the production of immune cells are optimized, and your immune cells are very high level, quick response, healthy and not lethargic. So where do you get? How do you make this formula? It is not about one chemical going and doing the job. You have to give all the biochemicals but must be safe. So I chose seeds, edible seeds.
Okay.
And edible seeds, by my analysis, my PhD was on edible seeds, Edible seeds contains the most number of bioactive principles which the body require. So I studied 60 seeds and found out that 60 seeds have the spectrum of bioactive principle which can cover 10,000 over biomolecules. You see the balance?
Yes.
So I developed a formula called Mana Plus, which is 36 seeds. So when we analyze, it has more than 10,000 biochemicals, and when 10,000 biochemicals put into the system, the whole biochemical balance is optimized. All the processes in the body is highly efficient.
Running at almost 100%.
100%. So the defense is almost complete. So very hard for any pathogen to go in. So I produced this formula, tested on my patients, gave it to the Ministry of Health as individual formula, and they approved it for public use.
Well, you did your research over many seeds, people as well as seeds. I was going to talk about what did you find common in all these seeds. What was the common attribute, or perhaps quote unquote the health benefit of this?
Okay, very good. All seeds which I studied, 60 odd edible seeds. Example, cumin is one, right? Okay, every one of these seeds has got nutritive biochemicals in large amounts. The range that is common about all the seeds. And for instance, clove has got the highest amount of antioxidants. So antioxidant is one of the things which protects the body from free radical damage. So common in these seeds were, most of them had antioxidants. And they were broad spectrum, we call it. A lot of micronutrients which the body require. So when you put together, it gives what you need.
Absolutely. Even more than that.
More than that.
It's a power pack.
See, I've been taking mine for 10 years, Jessie. I've never got a flu. 10 years.
In the past 10 years?
Honestly speaking.
That's
because
amazing.
My defense is optimized. So that's the first product. Second product was called Smalu, which has got turmeric and all others, which has got antibacterial properties. So when you put together, you won't get secondary infections.
And secondary infections, by that you mean?
You get dengue, you may get secondary bacterial infections and all that.
Okay.
The third one is made from, colostrum, the first milk of the cow, which has got powerful immune boosting properties. So these three, one biochemical balance, antioxidants, the other one antibacterial, the other one immune boosting. When put together as three different items in one package, it gives you the super biochemical balance and super boost.
That's a superhero.
That's what has happened. Right. So individually they are approved for public consumption. So when you put together, you get not only a preventive remedy, you also get a healing remedy.
And you suggest taking this on a daily basis, of course, making it part of your lifestyle almost. Would not that be too much nutrients? Because the body can only take what it needs.
The body is a very dynamic system, it will take through the mouth, use what it needs and expel. Only certain types of non-food based chemicals only retain. Food, because it's all food, edible. So what we are doing is actually not creating a medicine, making it a superfood which gives the power of the body to heal itself, which is the new science which is emerging now. So there is no, I have been taking for 10 over years. I have checked my blood every year. I have absolutely no issues, and I am still playing badminton at 64.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good on you, and definitely inspiring for all our viewers and myself out there. I wanted to ask you about, some people may say, okay, look, there are forms of products out there that are based on some of the recipes you have shared. However, some may say, look, if I eat organic, if I eat natural, if I keep my own immune system up high in my own way, the way I know how, would that work? Or
okay, how well it works depends on the spectrum of biochemical activity. The bigger the spectrum, the more powerful it is. That's the ratio. So if you want to assess a product, you have to assess using the spectrum analysis. How much is there compared to the spectrum that is required, say 10,000 biochemicals. Say if your product has got 100, then the ratio is 100 over 10,000. So you know what its power in giving the coverage. So my advice to the public is, do your spectrum analysis on all your products, see whether it covers maximum for you. That which covers maximum, it is available, then it will protect you. But not every product with 1 or 2 vitamins or a few antioxidants and all that will never cover the entire spectrum. So my research was develop product to cover the entire spectrum. That is why I became very successful with dengue. All my patients who have come, they have been healed and all that. They never went to hospital. Even those in hospital who took also, they were discharged in a couple of days. So you see the difference or not. How to assess a product becomes the very important thing for the public. The public must know what system they have to use to assess a product.
But sometimes we leave that to the experts, and we leave that to other people who are responsible to look into our interests on that. And as you know, the general person, as the public, we think we can trust this product. We'll take it as and when required, or we'll take it at the point of attack.
No, you can take, but we won't know, because say you take a certain herb for this. Nobody has done a 10-year study on the herb on dengue. 10 years I have done on my product. Quietly in my center, I was observing every case, recording and documenting, as I document in the book. So I became convinced that ultimately nature's way is the best way. Optimize the immunity. That was what was given to us, and find ways and means and products which will optimize. So by that, I have come out with this.
The ingredients that you have employed have been, of course, are natural, herbal based.
Not herbal, nutrition.
Nutritional based. Nothing to do, no herbal affiliation there. But what can one person do to ensure that they are having the best diet on a daily basis? What, as an expert, what would your recommendation be?
Diet, the scientific question or the critical question about diet is, you must give what the body needs. Okay, but people don't know what the body needs.
And also everybody needs something different? Or can we generalize that to say everyone eats the same?
Okay, very good question. The question is like this. The human being is not the same. Each one is different genetically, biochemically and lifestyle. So when that happens, different people will require different amount, different quality, different quantity of food or diet they want, right? If you're an athlete, you need more protein, more this one, all that, correct?
Right, that's right.
If you're older, you need soft food, less and all that. If you're young and growing, more milk, more. So you, standard, we know we need protein, we need fat, we need carbohydrate, we need vitamins, we need all these. So which is in our daily food. But our daily food, if you analyze, doesn't cover the 10,000 biospectrum.
That's right. The choices we make for the daily food
doesn't cover. That is why many people can go into immune deficiency and illness, because the food doesn't give you all what you need at that point in time in your life. If you're active, you need extra, right? If you're slow, you need less. So you have to adjust according to your activity, your nature, so that the food is enough.
Yeah.
What I found out, that food doesn't cover all the antioxidant you require, doesn't cover the biochemicals. So I told them, I am going to take from all the seeds, capsulate it and make it easier for you. So after your meal you take this, the spectrum is covered. You get my point?
Yes.
This is the science I worked on.
And of course, the research was based on 10 years. At any one point, did you feel that, oh, okay, I don't know whether I will be successful with this, or were there any challenges or barriers that you came across?
You see, the first challenge is, I from a pharmacist, clinical pharmacologist and all that, moving into natural medicine. And the whole conventional medicine, the fraternity, the industry was not susceptible or conducive or open to it, right? That's the first challenge. You have to prove. Second, you have to document. Third, show proof of what you have achieved really for people to see. So what were the challenges? Challenges is I have to convince the people, hey, alternative medicine is good, you take. But because it was seeds, spices and beans and all that, the Indians were very happy. Oh, this is really good. Look,
because they naturally, by default, believe in the
every
ingredients.
Patient was my study case. I work on real life, real time, outcome driven studies. We don't put people 10 fellows in one place, control them, and no. Daily, practically living people. That's called real time, outcome driven. Outcome means what is the result. So this is the methodology I used to give to patients and document. And over the years, from 10, 20, 30, 100,000, I saw results. The healing is there, the prevention is there. So I documented, I presented to the Ministry of Health. Now we are negotiating, discussing.
Of course, 10 years ago you had that foresight, of course, that interest as well, and you know, it wasn't easy trying to do that, hence my question. But what really motivated you to get into this area and to this field of work?
To be very honest, when my last position was in General Hospital, I was a deputy chief pharmacist there, and I was involved in clinical pharmacies and all that. What I noticed is, this is quite a controversial statement, but it's a matter of fact, that I realized ultimately you cannot use chemicals of a poisonous nature to heal. It can manipulate the body, it can regulate certain processes pharmacologically. But healing cannot be done by something which the body does not accept.
Because it's not natural.
It's not food based. Natural, it's not food based. Food absorbed, poison is eliminated. What I noticed, the industry was growing very fast, and so many people are given more and more medicines.
That's right.
And we don't see some real miraculous, the amount of new medicine and the healing was not matching,
That's right. I mean, it perhaps could provide as a cure, a temporary
cure,
but then the source, the root of the problem is still there. Well, we're going to take a quick break, Professor, but do stay tuned. We'll be back and continue our discussion on this particular topic. Stay tuned. Hi there, thanks for staying tuned, and of course we continue our discussion on health in general, but particularly about how to prevent from falling victim to dengue, or if already a victim, then how to provide some kind of healing towards that. Prof, before we went to the break, we were talking about the products as well, and let's look a little bit at how these natural ingredients that you have packaged, what were their success rates for dengue in particular?
Okay. The first patients who came for dengue treatment was in 2005. It was quite coincidental, so to speak, So one of my friends said, my friend dengue is on drips and all that. So I just used my knowledge and experience from the products and gave 2 products first. Manna and Smalu only. I didn't give.
These were the seed-based and the other
turmeric and all that, which is also seed. Also seeds and roots.
Seeds, yeah.
So he recovered in 2-3 days. So I thought it was a coincidence. Second patient, I thought it was coincidence. Also same. Then was Singapore patient, same. Philippine patient, same. After 10 patients, same results.
We have something here.
I was beginning to say it's no more coincidence. So I started documenting. So the 10 I documented properly. And since then, to my surprise, I think couple of thousands have come to my center, 2005 to now, it's about almost coming 10 years, thousands of people. From the knowledge which has been recorded and in my center and my communication with it, not one of them died. So we have zero mortality, we call it, which the nation must put as a target. Nobody must die of dengue. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm pushing things. I cannot take in my heart as a scientist that when we have the remedies, not to allow any dengue victim to die. That is my wish and dream and
That's
all that,
right.
which today I feel I am already there. So success rate in terms of mortality, zero. Morbidity is what, morbidity is how sick he becomes, how weak he becomes. That's called morbidity. So you when you become dengue, you get fever, you get pain. We reduce morbidity within a day. That means he was suffering with pain, aches, fever and all that. No, give next day healthy. Platelets still there. Third day platelets are going up. So success rate, I can tell you, no one died of dengue who came to me.
Right. And what about in general, with not the consumers who have dengue, but the general healthy person?
A healthy person, from what I have done, if they are healthy, if they are taking none of them got dengue if they took regularly. I took regularly. I have not got dengue. So it is not easy to do that.
Having dealt with people walking through your door every day, thousands of people, and also the public in general, having been an expert in the field, what do you think is the Malaysian general approach to health or lifestyle?
Very good question. You see, this must be the focus. I call it the wellness issue. Okay, Malaysians, they don't realize that we get sick or ill when we become weak. And they don't know when we are weak, whether our mind is weak, our energy is weak, our body is weak.
They don't know what's wrong.
They don't realize. They don't know they're going into weakness. You see, the idea for Malaysians is to learn how to remain in the wellness. So wellness means good energy, healthy mind, healthy body.
Because we always say, I felt sick, but no one questions why I felt sick or how I felt sick.
Nobody will become sick if they have not gone to weakness. A healthy body will not go into sickness because it won't go into that stage of weakness.
But maybe we all know it in theory, we just don't practice it, we don't have that awareness rate or level?
We don't have that awareness. It is this awareness that must be given to the public. So you must learn what is wellness, what is weakness, what is illness, and what is your special nature, special role in society, your work and all that. Does any of your things you are doing, thinking, eating, living, takes you from wellness to weakness or not? Once you know that, then you don't go to weakness, then you won't get illness.
But a lot of times we end up being in the weakness box for so long, ultimately we fall ill. Right?
So you have to dedicate. Okay, what are the things? First, diet. Make sure optimum.
What kind of diet though?
Full spectrum. You cannot say what diet. I will say you have to do your own analysis to find out whether what you are eating and taking gives you the full spectrum. Then your biochemicals are balanced. First protective thing. Then your mind. Your mind should not be overstressed and all that until it saps your energy and you go into weakness in a different way.
But that's so hard to do in this day and age.
If you work on it,
you have to put in effort.
The body and the mind is given the system and the strength to deal with all the challenges as we progress with our life in the evolution. So it's because we don't pay attention. See, don't spend time exercise, don't have meditation, don't have relaxation, no R&R, you don't want to stop smoking, you don't want to stop drinking, you don't want to sleep on time and all that. You think all this cannot be controlled?
Can
be controlled because society moves in that fashion. You just carried away with it. Where's the new food now? How much whether you're overeating, whether you're not eating good food, all questions are not asked and meditated upon and developed a discipline where this food, how much. That's all Malaysia needs now. Don't stop the food. Malaysia is heaven for food. But
We couldn't even if we tried.
Yes, quantum matters.
Yeah.
You can eat what you want. How much you eat matters. Okay, lifestyle. We have to learn how to stop smoking, over not sleeping on time, because body recovers with sleep. So all this healthy lifestyle with good food, with a good well stress managed, I tell you, the quality health of Malaysians will improve tremendously. You can't rely on chemical drugs always, you have to work on this. This is called the wellness aspect. And Malaysia today is focused on the illness aspect. We are fighting illness.
That's right.
In the hospital, 3-star hospital, 5-star hospital and all that, with all kind of technology and chemicals, well and good. But it is not the ultimate answer. The ultimate answer is wellness.
Even if one knew about wellness and knew that, okay, this is good for me, I need to adopt this, a lot of times we end up spending that money on a wellness product or a particular clinic or something, and we think, okay, this is going to help me. But we do not take that back home and inculcate that into our family lifestyle.
You know why it happened? We have relied on these illness people so much until our mindset is that go and see a doctor. A doctor is an illness fighter or an illness preventer is limited this one. Who is going to tell you they do all this so that you won't become sick? We don't have a clinic for that. Every one of us must become informed, develop the discipline, okay?
That's right.
And don't go to hospital until you reach 70. Accident exceptional.
Yeah.
You work on that. Now, how do you work on that is what I've been telling. Biochemicals, nutrition, lifestyle, habits and all that. Put on a healthy plate. But you ask them, don't smoke, they come fight with me and say, how not to smoke? Don't drink, no, I drink, then only I can relax. These are all things which have developed in the culture, we call it, social culture.
That's right.
We have to slowly move out from that, find other means of recreation which is healthy, and go on with a lifestyle where poisons are not put in, poisons are not inhaled,
Yeah.
Rest is given adequately, and you will feel you are very healthy.
And actually to invest in this kind of good habits and invest your time and effort doing that, I think ultimately the gift you get at the end is wonderful, isn't it? To have great health.
Oh, in Tamil it's called the varam. You do all this, you won't go to hospital until 70. Genetically you are programmed for an age, You can die at 60, 70, 80, 90. Kalam died at 84.
Yeah.
His genetics was tuned to 84. When reached that, it stops.
That's right. It was quite out of the blue, so to say.
But to remain until 70 is within reach for every human being, most of them.
So we should optimize that.
You should optimize that, work on it, spend time on it, learn about it, and then practice it and see the results. I've seen. How come 10 years I never got a flu? A flu means the virus couldn't go in. I sleep 8 hours, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I play badminton until now. Healthy person.
Definitely, very, very inspiring. Where do you see, Professor, the fact that you have, you've got these products out there, you've got the knowledge out there. Where do you see all this going in the next 5 to 10 years?
The change not only will take place from the governmental authority side, because authority are the last to change, because they are so used to certain systems, like now allopathic medicine and all that. They are so stuck with it and all that. The change will come when the general public gets well informed and the motivation starts and the query starts in their heart and their head. Hey, why are we always taking medicine? Why don't we develop things which can prevent naturally? That is an inner thing which will go on. We call it the forces of life within, inside, will motivate you to start finding better and better. So, and we are actually tuned with nature. Genetically we are tuned, So we have a tendency to go to nature. But who is going to do the scientific work to get things out of nature and give you? I have started here now. Soon more people will start. The general public will know with all the new medias coming up. Information is spreading. So we call it the triumph of the individual is starting. So the individual empowered with knowledge, understanding will begin to question everything.
And that will be
the
turn.
spur of the turn, and the change will come from there, which I know is coming. I'm keeping in touch with globally, what is happening. More and more people want safe, natural remedies. More people don't want to go to hospital and be treated in a very risky way. They are scared of going to hospital.
Definitely.
Tell me something, I don't want to go to hospital. I'm going very late. When I'm going to die, maybe I want to go there. So accidents different, that they are the best. Accidents, injury, surgery.
Yeah.
But preventive of this kind of metabolic diseases, viral, pathogenic diseases, infections, we have to work individually, educate, empower the individual information which they can use it for practice and get a good and healthy life.
Well, on that note, we'll take our final commercial break. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Hey there, thanks for still tuning in to us. Today's topic is, of course, health in general, how to boost up your immune system, how to keep it at optimum levels, and, of course, how to prevent from falling victim to dengue. Of course, it was our focus area. But Professor, let's look at this term. A lot of people, a lot of clinics, businesses, I would call them, have this term. They carry this tag, wellness, organic, a lot of other terms out there in the business as well. But one wonders if those products are actually fully 100% organic base, 100% nutrient base, or are they have been mixed with chemicals in this new, concoction? I'll call it concoction. How does one assess these products?
Very good question. Many of our public don't focus on the method of assessing a product. Okay. First, you must know it contains natural ingredients. Natural, food-based, herbal-based are natural. Chemical-based, we have 3 categories, right? So you have to find out from the bottle whether it is food-based, whether it is herb-based, or whether there are some chemicals inside. Boosters, energy boosters, things like that. Like caffeine hydrochloride in Coca-Cola is a chemical to boost and stimulate, right? So people may put it in small words there.
Yeah.
So that's the first.
The fine lines, you got to read the fine
Second thing,
lines.
the ingredient content. The ingredient content, the method of assessment, we call it the spectrum evaluation and analysis. Okay, you got a wellness product, say it contains 3 ingredients. You have to find out these ingredients, what are its contents, biochemical contents, whether they are vitamins, they are amino acids, they are proteins, they are whatever. You look and see how much. The bigger, the wider it is, the better it is. Because we have more than 10,000 biochemicals working.
Right.
A perfect product is a product which covers the 10,000. That's ideal.
Okay.
So ideal. So you have to work out this organic or no organic is a very big question. Because organic, you have to plant it in a place 5 years, nobody polluted it chemically and all that, and very difficult to go and do an assessment on that. Unless you have a team going to the place where it was produced and see whether it has followed all the rules of.
But for the regular person out there, it's difficult to go to this extent. So what would be the rule of thumb to ensure that a
rule
product...
of thumb, go on the ingredients. You cannot find out, go to the place where they, like Malaysia, Japanese have bombed, British have bombed so much, arsenic has been used in rubber estates and all that, we don't know. So you go on the ingredients. If the ingredients are food-based, highest safety, and if the spectrum is big, it has got quality. Safety and quality, and the quality depends on how much spectrum you cover. So first rule, look at whether it's food. Then herb, whether it's common herbs taken by people over a long time, like neem. Neem is a common herb. See the amount it is there. Then this amount is approved to be taken on a daily basis to prevent any viral and all that.
That's right. First of all, approval of the ingredients, and secondly, also the approval of the product.
Yes.
Or the packaging in which it comes.
The Ministry of Health must approve the product for public use.
That's right. And I just want to remind everyone, like, a lot of times we find, friends telling us, oh, there's this product, there's that product, the, perhaps from the unapproved market. Don't go there, because it is very risky.
Risky. Don't go. Because a number of products, they say is organic and natural, but actually they have added a bit of chemicals and don't know what drugs to make it.
Absolutely.
So be careful. And if you have any suspicion on this, there are places where you can send for studies. Penang University has got a poison center. You can send the medicine, ask them to screen any chemicals. So you pay some money, they'll screen for you. Oh, all these don't have. Then there's no point. The other thing is the quality of the ingredient, which gives you the nutritive value. That's a spectrum. You have to look at a spectrum. So these are the guidelines you have to use when you assess a product. Okay, and when you do that, then you are on a safe thing. But the other thing is you can consult. You see, my center gives impartial information, our research and department. So you can contact us, come to a library or phone, email. Please, doctor, explain to us, give us proper references and all that. See, recently we are pushing our product to Singapore. Singapore very fast, Within 3 weeks they approved 3 products. Another 2 more within 2 weeks for dengue and all that.
They are on the ball.
They are on the ball
when it comes to that.
Right.
I wanted to talk to you about the perception a lot of people have that Malaysian products or Malaysian-based products are, I don't know if they are good enough, meet international standards. How difficult was it for you doing that research, the product packaging, and then launching it for people to accept it?
When it comes to science of the West, I'm an expert because I'm a pharmacist. I've done a lot of work. I know their methodology, how they work and all that. But if Malaysia creates a product for general well-being, people accept. But when we say we got diseases which can heal and all that, they start beginning to ask questions. Who asks the question? Those who are in the Western science. Okay. They only say, did you do your research, did you do your study and all that. But you think Malaysians cannot discover?
Of course they can.
Malaysia boleh. Malaysia boleh. If you focus, if you open, come out of the box. Don't just fall into that one little box of Western science, allopathic, Western biomedical science. Open up natural. You will see a world in front of you where you can use the knowledge and the products to create so many good products. I have proven it since I started way back in 1997. Today you see 250,000 patients come and see me. Not only this, all the other diseases, they come, whichever we can work, we can help. So don't get this impression now we are scientifically what we call infertile to discover new formulas. We have to have faith in ourselves, work hard, focus, open our minds, think out of the box. And I hope all the scientists will do that in Malaysia so that they can come up with natural remedies equally or even better than the Western remedies.
And why not? If you meet all the standards,
yes.
And of course, these your products are based on very much Eastern products,
yes,
Eastern ingredients,
yes.
And that is our area of expertise.
That's our area of forte, isn't it?
Yes.
We have to work on it,
yes.
And it's natural. So, what is the stumbling block is that the people in authority must start opening up their minds. You cannot rely on one system of research, which was done on poisons and all that, and impose it on food. They are two different things. So food will have a different, simpler kind of research. You give real time, you observe, see the safety patterns and all that. Over the years, say thousands of patients have taken, we come to a meta-analysis, we know this is safe, it has got this kind of therapeutic value, and we can give for the public.
Finally, before we close today's show, I would like to also share the dengue hotline with everyone so that you can be in touch or contact Doctor and his team for any kind of queries that there may be. And for this hotline, the number is 03-6203-3339 or 012-220-3338. Prof, any final words to our viewers on the show today?
Okay, to the general public, take health seriously. Health is the foremost thing. If you lose your health by any chance, you will lose quality of your life. So spend time, focus, invest. Invest time to learn, invest time to find out, invest time how your discipline can be developed to keep you in optimum wellness. That dengue virus will just come, touch and go.
Touch and go, literally.
And
it won't charge you.
Right.
All right, thank you so much, Prof, for being on
the
show today.
I'm so happy Bernama TV has given me this opportunity for first time for an alternative expert to come here and share the knowledge. Okay.
Thank you. We will take that knowledge with us and keep that with us as well. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed today's show and found it beneficial. Have a wonderful day ahead, and we will see you on our next program. Take care. Bye-bye.